Could you tell us what you know so far about what happened?
So approximately 1:20 this morning, we got a call. All three emergency services got a call for the report of two teens who had been swept away in a storm sewer. One of the teens had self-rescued. He was able to cling to the side of a rock face and pull himself out, where he walked up to the parking lot and alerted some passerbys who called 911. The other person was unaccounted for. Unfortunately, we found that second person just a short while ago, and he succumbed to his injuries, unfortunately. I'd like to say, though, our condolences go out to the families and friends of this individual. So that's where we're at right now.
So they were in the storm drain system and then were swept into the river?
That's correct. Our understanding was that they were in the storm drain system. They went approximately 300 meters through the system, down a chute, and into the river where they were swept away.
Is there any indication as to what brought them into the water itself?
Not really, other than the fact that I believe my understanding was that they were just adventuring down in that system.
Yeah. So can you just be able to confirm the age?
I don't have an age right now, but they are in their teens. The one individual is in his teens. No, I didn't say that. No, they've succumbed to their injuries. Yeah. I don't know the condition of them, but.
Can you just tell us, has the family been notified?
Family has been notified. That's correct. Yes.
Can you talk about the conditions and our parks and waterways at this time? We've had a major thunderstorm last night.
Well, yeah, we get major thunderstorms like that. We do get high water levels. We do get alerts from the watershed, indicating that there is dangers around those areas, and they do warn people not to be around the water areas like that.
Can you just talk about the resources that you had on scene here between the police and fire?
Right. So initially we had about 14 apparatus on scene. This morning we had about 10 apparatus on scene, and Inspector McCann can respond to police.
In terms of the police response, we had officers from our emergency task force, divisional officers from 32 Division, from our Marine unit, and our K-9 unit as well.
I know it's very early, but you've seen things like this before. Is there anything that can be done with these waterways to make them safer, or maybe even emergency equipment put along the sides or things like that to help?
It's not really for me to say. That's more Toronto Water. They deal with the systems like this, so I mean that's something that you might want to talk to them about. But they do warn people not to go near the water's edge when the water level is that high.
Can you describe a little bit more about how the infrastructure here works? Whereabouts did the teams go in? And I'm understanding this is kind of like a manufactured creek, and where does it go? Can you explain all that to us?
Right. So it goes. It does start up at the top of Earl Bales Park. There is manhole covers that they would have had to access through that. The tunnel, my understanding, is about 300 meters long that they went through. There's a grate at the other end which opens on hinges to a large chute that empties out into the river, just that right below the reservoir that's attached to the Don Valley Golf Course.
Are they teen boys?
Teen boys.
Sorry, can you just explain, where were the boys when this happened? Did they actually venture into the system?
Yes, my understanding was that they did venture into the system, and they got caught with the water levels rising. They tried to get out, but it was too late. The water swept them downstream.
Is it amazing that the other teen was able to pull himself out?
Yeah, lucky, very lucky.
So to access this, they physically had to remove manhole covers?
That's my understanding, yes.
We haven't had the chance to get down to where the two boys went in. Is it the same as the creek here, where it's manufactured with concrete? Can you kind of just describe that?
Yeah, so they do have the fencing, the chain link fencing with stones in it to shore up the shoreline. The creek is probably about maybe 10 meters wide at that area, and the first boy was able to cling on to that side until he got his strength up about 30 minutes or so, where he was able to climb out and walk back up to the parking lot.
What kind of injuries?
I'm not sure. I can't answer that. I'm sorry.
About the apparatuses, but how many people is that actually? Like, what does that mean? How many actual people here were looking for this?
So from Toronto Fire, we probably had about 40 people here looking upstream all the way downstream, and Toronto Police.
We would have been at approximately 20 to 25 officers.
So around 60, up to 65 people were involved in this search, and
Approximately.
and this search went from Earl Vales Park to the Don Valley Golf Course.
We went down as far as York Mills.
So from Earl Vales to York Mills
Correct.
through the ravine system.
Correct.
If you entered
from when they would have entered the system, how far would you guys actually find?
Well, it's about 3/4 of a kilometer.
If you entered this, I apologize for getting you to repeat it, but can you kind of describe where this young boy was recovered in the creek?
He was approximately half a kilometer down from where he went, where he exited the chute at the top of the hill.
You know, you guys are first responders. You know, to be here in a panic situation, to be searching for a boy like this, you know, how is everyone doing? You know, everyone's, you know, parents, you know, what's this like for the family, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're a parent, you'll understand. I mean, it's not good. From our first responders' point of view, I mean, we're all parents. Most of us are parents, or a good many of us are parents. So, I mean, it does hit home. We do have peer support that's available to our employees and our crews if they need it to try and help them walk through this. And, you know, police, I think, probably have the same.
Obviously, in times like this, you really empathize with the family because it resonates when you do have your own kids. So, you know, as indicated, you know, we certainly send our condolences at this time.
For others watching, there are a lot of warning signs around. Can either of you speak to other viewers that may have an idea in their mind that going close to waters like this that could be dangerous? Can you speak to the importance of obeying those signs?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a perfect example of how you should, you know, stay away from, you know, high water levels, fast water levels, you know, out of the sewer systems for sure. But I mean, in this particular case, they're teenagers; they adventure. So I don't want to cast judgment.
Were the teenagers friends, or were they related in some way?
From what we understand, yes, they were friends.
They were friends.
The families is here, correct? Like, you've had to console them, comfort them, and break this news. Can you just talk to us, like, to, you know, like, gosh, to get this news out there to people?
Yeah, I can let Inspector McCann talk about that.
Yeah, there's certainly no easy way to do that. You know, it just, like I said before, it's just complete empathy, and you know, we're here to provide whatever support we can from this point for the family. You know, I'm sure they're going through a number of emotions, shock, everything. So it's never an easy thing to do, but you know, the family were notified, and they're quite upset at this time, and we're just allowing them to take that all in.
And just so I'm clear, finally, this manhole that they entered, where is that manhole exactly?
It's at the top of Earl Bill's Park.
Like by the ski area, or like the entrance to the park, or near the parking lot, or?
That I can't answer. I haven't been up there. I've been down at the bottom end.
But it's at the top of
it looks like it's at the top of the ski hill.
So they entered at the top when they found the body down here.
About 3/4 of a kilometer.
About a half a kilometer from that chute. Yeah, the tunnel itself was about 300 meters.
Just the boy was recovered.
I know it.
The boy was recovered
About a half a kilometer from the bottom of the tunnel.
from the bottom of the
Yes, correct.
which
So when they went in the sewer system, did they drop down into the, like, again, I'm just trying to visualize everything.
Yeah, so it does go down on a significant slope inside that tunnel, obviously the drain. When the water level rose up, of course, the water just kind of swept them downstream with gravity, and they ended up going through the grate, which again is hinged at the other end, and down a significant slope down toward the water where the stream starts, yeah.
So just to confirm, I'm sorry if this is obvious, he did drown, or like?
We don't know how he's,
We don't know.
no,
Okay.
but he succumbed to his injury, we don't know how, sorry.
Okay.
So classify this more as a case of misadventure rather than an accident?
Yeah, sure. Misadventure would be a good way of putting it, yeah.
And in terms of that misadventure, would they have had to find a fence, bent bars, further walk, and how would you have access?
Well, I haven't seen the manhole cover, but a couple of teenage boys, I guess there is a manhole cover up there, they would have had to pull that off to get in where they went, and wandering down there. Yeah, they didn't cut anything. There was no malicious intent, to be sure.
But it's literally a manhole cover like you would see on buildings, circular.
I can't answer that. I haven't seen it, so I don't know. I was down at the other end.
Thank you. Your names,
Inspector Chris McCann.
And my name is Division Commander Steve Darling.
Thank you.
Thank you.